desde bastante jovem também tinha assim uma inclinação.
Since I was very young, I was religiously inclined, and my dream was to get married to a man that worshipped God, and that together we would worship God and live a peaceful life. That didn't happen with my parents. We often had a better relationship with the maid than with my mother.
My father was a very distant person. He was always very busy with his work and friends. We wed in 1971 in Paris, France.
We were baptized in 1974.
I realized I really didn't know how to raise children. And then I started applying some things mentioned in the Bible. If I wanted to teach them right, I first had to understand things better myself, so that I could explain them in a way that God would want us to.
In 1976, we moved to Portugal to serve where there was more need. By then, our oldest son was 4.5 years old, Maria was 3.5, and Benjamin 1.5.
I remember when we arrived, we lived in a rural area.
It was a very small congregation, so we really had to participate from very early age.
They wanted to put, for sure, the spiritual interests first in their life. And they wanted not to only tell us to put the kingdom interests first, but they wanted to show us how to do it.
And it's not only that we sit down for family study, that's when we talk about Jehovah and spiritual things. I remember walking back home from meetings, and then my parents would help us to look for star constellations. It starts conversation about Jehovah.
In Deuteronomy chapter 6, it says that we must always talk to our children, that it's good to talk about God and help them to see God as a real person, a person that is linked to everything around us. So now I wanted to teach them very much. And not that things about God were sad or boring, but were joyful.
Of course, we were imperfect. Many times I did wrong things. I never remember you have to do it because you have to do it. They always try to explain the reasons, Bible reasons.
I was brought up this way. My parents dictated laws. You have to do this. You must. This is the way I want it to be. But I came to understand that God, even in the Bible, instead of only giving or dictating laws, He explains them. He gives so many reasons. He gives reasons for everything. By teaching my children, I have to say that I have learned a lot too.
We never felt that we must go to meeting, we must go in service because you have to do it. And we were always motivated to do things.
I remember, for example, when he gave me a new Bible, and he wrote to me in that Bible, "May this book always be the motivating force in your life."
Several times he told me, please never, never give up in your service. Jehovah is your Father, and you have to serve Him all your life.
The Almighty has children that fail to respond, much like any other parent. God does not force anyone. He respects our free will very much. So, we wanted them to build their own future. I always felt that my children were not my own, but it was Jehovah who kindly put them into our hands. He entrusted them to us so that we could care for them. And then, when we have done our part, let them fly.
My parents always encouraged us to pursue full-time service, even if that meant moving far away from home.
My husband and I are serving as field missionaries in Klaipėda, Lithuania. I know I will be grateful for all eternity that I used my youth to serve Jehovah, and I didn't waste my years of young age doing things for this world.
My wife and I serve in the Portugal branch office. If Jehovah is happy, if my parents are happy, I'm happy too. I'm really sure that they like what we are doing. They are happy with that.
We rejoice that our children are giving their best to the Creator and making Him happy. Jehovah deserves that.
Of course, we miss our children and we would like to have them around. But we are very happy for them, for having the privilege of serving Jehovah the way they are.